Hello, PWA fans. Aaron Hurt here, ready to take you through another big edition of the program. We've got a lot on tap for you tonight. Our huge Battle Royal main event going to determine the new #1 contender to the PWA Heavyweight Championship. Plus, we're going to hear from the champion himself, Randy the Rowdy Hillbilly, going to give us an update on his condition after that battle with Bjorn and our last episode. But we're going to kick things off with a humongous tag team match. We've got the Boricua Boyz taking on the duo of Jason Andrews and Mastiff, a pair that we have not seen in action for a little while here in the PWA. So let's take it down to my partner Carrington Carlucci to start things off with this big tag team match.
Welcome everyone to PWA Wrestling Alliance. My name is Aaron Hurt. Tonight's event begins with tag team action set for one fall with a 20-minute time limit. Introducing first, at a combined weight of 460 pounds, they are the team of Jason Andrews and Mastiff.
Hello again and welcome to PWA Wrestling Alliance here on YouTube. I am 2K Carrington Carlucci. We'll be joined intermittently here by my broadcast colleague, Mr. Aaron Hurt. We've got a great show for you. Thank you for tuning in and watching us and supporting us here at the PWA. And first off, I want to wish everybody out there, be the first too, I know it's a little ways away, but wish everybody out there in PWA Wrestling Alliance land a very happy, safe, and healthy Thanksgiving as we're coming into the holiday season. Here is Mastiff and his tag team partner Jason Andrews, and good gracious, this is the first time I've been able to see this Mastiff. He is a very intimidating looking son of a gun. And of course the technical prowess of Jason Andrews, always been very impressed with this young man. Should be a very interesting dichotomy between these two tag team partners who have not tagged up for quite a while. We haven't seen Mastiff for a good little bit. And they're going to be going 2-on-2 in this tag team matchup with the Boricua Boyz. So it should be a great matchup.
And their opponents, at a combined weight of 335 pounds, representing the island of Puerto Rico, please welcome Jeremy Rodriguez and Krypton, the Boricua Boyz.
And here they come, getting a very nice ovation by the faithful here in Lancaster. The Boricua Boyz. Jeremy Rodriguez, Krypton, a very exciting tag team, looking for big things from this duo.
This looks to be a fantastic tag team match. Some of the finest young talents in the PWA that we've had the pleasure to feature in 2018. As I'm sure you've already noted, Mastiff making return to action here after being absent for a short period of time. Him and Jason Andrews had quite a bit of momentum earlier on in the year, but I have to wonder if the time apart will affect their communication, because the two gentlemen coming to the ring to such a rousing ovation have been working together like no other team in recent memory.
That's right, Aaron. They are a very exciting duo, and they do have a lot of momentum coming into this matchup, and I gotta wonder if there's going to be any ring rust with the time away with Mastiff and Jason Andrews in this matchup.
Well, you can definitely tell by just one look at Mastiff that he is a bit of a gym rat, that he is always in excellent condition, and that strength is going to come into play quite prominently, one would imagine.
Well, looks like we're going to see the technical half of the team, because I have not seen Mastiff, but you have to, one would have to think that he is going to be bringing a lot of raw power as opposed to the tech-savvy in-ring what's the word I'm looking for, Aaron?
The in-ring competence.
Yes, thank you.
As opposed to the broadcasting competence. Only kidding. The fact that Jeremy Rodriguez has quite a bit of experience in a tag team situation against both of these men. When he teamed with Tommy Forte earlier in the year, they left fans in awe with the type of matches that they put on. So he was able to give Krypton, I'm sure, a very thorough scouting report, and eager to resume this rivalry with Andrews. Speaking of Rodriguez, as you see out of the collar, or the Greco-Roman knuckle lock, pardon me. Talk about glass houses and throwing stones. But Jason Andrews, looking to power out, takes a shoulder to the gut. Looks like he's going to try to bridge here. Rodriguez trying to break him down.
And this is why these athletes train their necks so hard and spend so much time in the gym working the weights on the neck, and that's so they can prepare themselves for maneuvers just like that, the bridge in that predicament.
Oh, Andrews goes for a kick, looked like to the instep there, and sweeps the back of the leg. Quick hip up though, only a count of one. What an amazing way to start this program off, and we've got a lot more in the course of the program to bring to fans. We've got a huge battle royal.
Nice modified Northern Lights. They're still maintaining the Greco-Roman knuckle lock. Is Andrews with Rodriguez.
You can see how flexible, how agile both these men are, the way that they're using the bridges on their neck and on their shoulders to get out of certain situations. Oh, big monkey flip. Quickly follows up with the cover.
I was just going to say, Rodriguez, no wasted motion, and he's letting Jason Andrews know right there, I could have had you just 1 second away.
No, regardless of the conditions, these two men always delight the crowd, whether it's singles action or tag team action. But we see the big Mastiff finally getting brought into things here.
And this big cat, I've been waiting to see.
But Krypton not taking a back step. Goes right in after it, kicks away at the hamstrings. Oh, the Mastiff just puts the brakes on.
Well, with Krypton, it's not always the size of the dog in the fight, it's the size of the fight in the dog, and he's certainly bringing the fight to Mastiff here in the early going.
Yeah, you see how well he uses his quickness, uses his weight and momentum to his advantage, but just got caught there. Just sheer power and strength. Oh, hoists him up, making him think about it. Oh! Krypton able to find the back door, but not going to get the roll-up.
Krypton kicks away. Mastiff a little bit disoriented on the drop kick. Charges in, avoids the contact, throws the man to the outside. That's that quickness Aaron Hurd.
Yeah, makes the tag. What's he got in mind here? Oh, got caught off of the pescado. And a tope.
But notice it took both members of the Boricua boys to floor this big Mastiff.
This is the type of high-flying action that the young members of the PWA roster bring to the table every single time.
Mastiff, nothing fancy there, just a
big arms, right hand. Just jacked the jaw of Rodriguez. Takes him back towards his corner of the ring. As we said, these two men were a very effective team at a certain point earlier in the year before they apparently drifted apart for whatever reason. But seemingly picking up where they left off.
There doesn't seem to be much, if any, ring rust between these two men.
Double team suplex. See the pain written all over the face of Rodriguez. Just barely able to kick out of that at 2.
Now it looks like Andrews is trying to simply just rip the arm right out of the socket.
Well, he definitely looks to work on a body part to find something that bends and bend it the way opposite it was intended. Oh, Rodriguez got the grip there, stacks him up. With the cagey Andrews right back. Holds on to the German suplex. No bridge, all impact on that one.
Right back into the corner. A tag into the waiting Mastiff. Let's see if we get a double team here. They've got a count of 5.
Keeps him held for the big charge from Mastiff. All 250 pounds plus. Walks him out of the corner with one hand.
Almost with ease. And Jeremy Rodriguez is not a small man by any stretch of the imagination.
Blind tag there. Andrews looking to keep the disoriented Rodriguez from making the way to his corner.
Andrews now working with a subtle armbar, maintaining the attack. And you notice it's always with the arms. It's always trying to get an appendage and injure it.
Well, in this case, it's the easiest to grab, but he's a very astute practitioner of jiu-jitsu, of catch-as-catch-can wrestling, of the various techniques that you see on display here. Got that keyed, that lock keyed on the hammerlock there. But almost turning into a Kimura.
Now back to a basic side headlock. This young man, Andrews, can do it all when it comes to technical wrestling. I've always been very impressed with this young man's prowess.
Well, the effect this has had is it kept Krypton on the ring apron and made Rodriguez endure many consecutive minutes of punishment. Oh, but he fires up with a big back elbow there. The thing about Rodriguez you can never count out is these surges of adrenaline that he seems to find. Oh, big Ushigoroshi.
I was thinking 2 things, either make the pin or make the tag. Now he makes the tag.
Brings in the firecracker, Krypton. Oh, crossbody out of the suplex, but only a 2 count. That was awfully close to ending this one. Doesn't take a chance. Smartly knocks the unsuspecting Mastiff off the ring apron. Great maneuver there. Frog splash, and that looks like that's it.
It's over. We'll be right back after this quick commercial break.
Ladies and gentlemen, your winners, the team of Jeremy Rodriguez and Krypton.
Very distraught look on the face of Mastiff. Helping his partner up here. Great effort despite the loss.
Wait a minute, looks like we might be seeing a wee bit of a discussion maybe here.
Oh my goodness, it went from discussion to physical right quick. Oh, what is this about? Andrews firing back. We're seeing this team completely implode here.
And yeah, I mean, you're going to win some, you're going to lose some, but does it have to be like this?
Oh man, Mastiff is just, oh my goodness, look at this.
Just throwing Andrews around like he was a sack of potatoes. And I don't understand any of it.
Well, look at this. What Jeffrey John out here.
What on earth is he doing out here?
He certainly approves of what he sees.
The guts of Andrews, though, still trying to fight back.
Man, we're going to have to cut away from this. We got to get some help out here. This is appalling.
Yeah, I'm going to have a... Yeah, this is bad.
We'll be right back. Hello, PWA fans. My name is Aaron Hurt, here to tell you all about how you can keep up with PWA online. Just search PWA Ohio on Facebook or on YouTube, or check out PWAOhio.com for all of the latest information about upcoming events, the latest videos and highlights of past events, and interviews with your favorite PWA wrestlers. So make sure that you like and follow all of those pages. That's PWAOhio.com, PWA Ohio on Facebook, and PWA Ohio on YouTube. And follow along with all of us here from Premier Wrestling Alliance, and we hope to see you at the PWA Arena very soon. Well, fans, you saw the aftermath of that tag team match, the dissolution of the relationship apparently between Mastiff and Jason Andrews, a new partnership also emerging from that fracas, if you will, with Jeffrey John emerging at the side of Mastiff. But what you didn't see was the Boricua boys come back to at least give Jason Andrews enough help to fight those two gentlemen off, and we'll see what happens down the line with that situation. But very, very interesting conclusion to that match. But we have got to go now to some comments from Randy the Rowdy Hillbilly, the heavyweight champion, pulled out a big victory against Bjorn just a short while ago, but suffered an injury to his ankle. So we're going to find out exactly what the timetable is for him to be back in action. So let's go to that right now.
I'm not going to disappoint you guys with this next announcement because we have a gentleman backstage we weren't expecting to see tonight, but he's got something that he wants to talk about in front of all of you. He is, of course, the PWA heavyweight champion, Randy the Rowdy Hillbilly. Please welcome him right now.
Welcome back, wrestling fans. You are watching PWA here on YouTube as you see the champ, Randy the Rowdy Hillbilly, making his way out to the ring, although using that axe handle as a crutch of sorts, as a way to hold himself up. I mean, I'm just a little distracted after we saw that disgusting display of unsportsmanlike conduct a moment ago between Andrews and Mastiff. More on that later, but the champ, it's good to see him up and around. We know that he suffered a pretty severe injury. Now, how severe in his matchup with Bjorn recently? Well, maybe the champ will be able to shed a little bit of light on that.
I speak for all these great people here tonight to say that it is a pleasure to have you in the PWA arena. Although I have to say that based on what everybody saw the last time you competed, the injury that you apparently suffered at the hands of Bjorn has affected you perhaps more than was initially thought. I know that this is very difficult for you to be here and not be able to compete, but you have some information about what happens next for Randy the Rowdy Hillbilly and that heavyweight championship to share with the fans, if I'm not mistaken.
Aaron, you're right. I love you guys too.
Hey, take a minute, basket in. Wait.
So, everybody knows I've broke my ankle before and I have ankle issues. Well, at the fairgrounds, you want to attack that ankle, so I had to go to the doctor. I have a bad ankle sprain that is putting me out 4 to 6 weeks.
Well, that is sad news. It could have been much worse. Only a sprain, no fractures, just something that's going to keep you down and out for a short while. You say 4 to 6 weeks? Well, what does that mean for this title that you have over your shoulder that you fought so hard to get in your control?
Well, unfortunately, that's in the hands of the board and that other person I don't really like to talk about.
Speak of the devil, Jake's money low. No, Ray, unfortunately, I don't think we need to be quite so jovial with this man on his way to the ring. Apparently, you're going to get some answers, just like the rest of us.
PWA General Manager Nick Stevens making his way into the ring. Very interested to hear what he's got to say to our champion.
Randy, I just wanted to let you know, there's nobody in the Premier Wrestling Alliance more hurt about your injury than myself. Now wait a minute. A lot of you might assume that I was jumping for joy when I heard this past week that Randy had injured himself. And that's not true. See, Randy is one of the best champions the PWA has seen. Now, Randy, I'm a fair man. Your doctor told us 4 to 6 weeks, and I'm a fair man, but I'm also a businessman. For you see, Randy, I have a counter offer.
No!
And that counter offer
No!
is you defend that title 2 weeks from tonight.
He can't!
He said 4 weeks.
4 to 6.
2 weeks, Randy.
2 weeks.
No way!
And if you don't, I don't want you to find out, Randy. Again, let's hear it for Randy the Rowdy Hillbilly.
All right, Randy.
Well, that sounds like a little bit of an ultimatum. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a brief break here, but when we come back, your main event, a huge battle royal. We'll be back in just a moment.
PWA fans, Aaron Hurt here with you. If you like what you are seeing on YouTube, then don't miss the opportunity to see the action live and in person. The first Saturday of every month at the PWA Arena, 737 Slocum Avenue in Lancaster. Premier Wrestling Alliance is in action, plus select dates in towns near you. Check out PWAOhio.com for tickets for not just the arena events, but all events. Arena events start at $5. And that's PWAOhio.com for all of your ticket information.
At this time, fans, we are now going to present your main event, an over-the-top rope battle royal to determine a #1 contender for the PWA Heavyweight Championship. The only way to be eliminated from this match is to be thrown over the top rope with both feet touching the floor. The man who survives will be declared the #1 contender and will face Randy the Rowdy Hillbilly in 2 weeks for the Heavyweight Championship.
Main event time, it doesn't get any bigger than this, a battle royal, as my colleague just let everyone know here in Lancaster, to determine a brand new #1 challenger for Randy the Rowdy Hillbilly and his heavyweight championship. I know there's a lot of men in this locker room that have been looking forward to this kind of opportunity, including this guy, the franchise player Chris Pruitt. And what a coup it would be for this youngster, the rookie, young Kevin Pruitt, to get a heavyweight championship opportunity.
Entrant number 3, Jeffrey John, and entrant number 4, Mastiff.
And there we see Jeffrey John and Mastiff. I still can't get over those two. Maybe a chance for Tommy Forte to be a double champion. He's got to get through all the other participants in this battle royal, including this monstrosity. The Nordic Nightmare Bjorn, who would love to get back in the ring and finish what he started. Vicious and delicious. There's Jason Andrews. Like I said, everybody looking for an opportunity. What it would be for one of these youngsters. How interesting would it be if John D were to win this battle royal? And Gary Gandy, would he be the guy who 2 weeks from tonight battles for the heavyweight championship?
Carrington Carlucci, this is going to be an absolutely fantastic main event. The elite of the PWA set to square off, going to crown a new #1 contender. See the current U.S. champion Tommy Forte in there, former heavyweight champion Gary Gandy, the final entry to make his way into the ring. Locking eyes with Tony James. All the men that we saw compete earlier tonight back in this. You have to presume that Jeffrey John and Mastiff are going to be looking out for each other, with Jason Andrews looking for both of them.
And one thing I want to say here right off the bat is we've got several tag teams in here, and of course a father-son duo. Hey, you got to wonder if it's going to come down to a championship opportunity or family or friend.
Well, right off the rip here, everybody goes after Gandy, who manages to sneak out from beneath the scrum, unbeknownst to the rest of them. Oh, scales the top rope.
Attempts a high cross body. And
was getting crowd surfed all the way to the outside. Oh, on the ropes. Oh,
reminds me of my first time seeing the Misfits.
yeah, that was definitely some mosh action there. Got deposited right over their steps, and the battle continues. Yeah, 4x Blaze in there.
It's hard to call all this action because there's so much happening.
Oh no, it's instant chaos, especially when it's not a staggered entry battle royal where men come in at regular intervals. They all start at once, and it's just survival of the fittest.
Jeffrey John nearly eliminated, but he has to go over the top rope, as do all men, and their feet have to touch the floor. Is that correct, Aaron?
Absolutely, and let's make note of the fact that Kevin Pruitt making his in-ring debut here in this action. That would be the upset of a lifetime for him to become #1 contender. Let's not forget about that. Chase Ryan, the man that was masquerading as Mr. X for so many weeks, with obviously a new attitude.
And like everyone else in this battle royal, just as much an opportunity to wrestle the heavyweight champion if he can win the battle royal.
Yeah, for many of these men, this opportunity may never even come along again in their careers, especially if they are primarily tag team wrestlers. Oh, big knee strike from Chase Ryan to Jeremy Rodriguez. Haven't seen an elimination here in a little while. Tony James.
Looks like he's just kind of picking his spot.
That's what I was going to say. He's got his head on a swivel.
I'm surprised there hasn't been more of a gang mentality to get the biggest man in the fight, Bjorn, out of this matchup.
Yeah, a 4x-Blaze working together. You see L.A. Cordova on the verge of being eliminated by John D. You know that he'd head right for one of those two men.
Well, there goes the big man Bjorn. He was my pick to win this thing.
And eliminated en masse there. Took several competitors to do it, but that would leave Mastiff as the bigger, stronger man in the match.
And he's going right after Jason Andrews.
Only one, even in his league, would be the U.S. champion Tommy Forte. And a little Forte Rico reunion here, putting the boots to Jeffrey John.
But now we turn to the veterans, guys like Tony James, like Chris Pruitt, like Tommy Forte.
As we said, partners may be squaring off. What do we have here?
Certainly a lot of jaw-jacking between the two.
Well, apparently some unresolved issues. Oh! Both men jumped from behind, though, before things got any further.
And that's the thing.
And Chris Pruitt immediately dumped out.
There goes the franchise player. I was just about to say, you got to have eyes in the back of your head almost in order to survive in this type of an environment.
Oh, John D. able to get Morgan Taylor up and over on the second try.
There goes Cordova. Thanks for coming.
Single-handedly takes out Vicious and Delicious. Definitely a feather in the cap or the mask, if you will, of John D. But he's immediately eliminated by Tony James, just snuck up behind.
Took his eye off the ball, was distracted, was jaw-jacking with Vicious and Delicious. Tony James saw the opportunity and dumped the big man.
And Chase Ryan going after Kevin Pruitt there.
So we're getting down, what do we got, 7 or 8 left? Maybe a little more?
Maybe one less with Krypton, Jeffrey John. Another renewal of an old rivalry. Oh, but Mastiff and John simultaneously eliminated. Jason Andrews got a little bit of payback.
There goes the U.S. champ.
Yeah, him and Tony James working together. We're down to 4. Look at this. Kevin Pruitt survived to the final 4.
Already got to say a huge boost of confidence, you would have to think, for this young man in this type of environment.
Well, it's
down to the last 4.
We might see Tommy Forte earn a direct opportunity at Randy the Rowdy Hillbilly. Chase Ryan, again, right after, I'm sure what he perceives to be the weakest link, Kevin Pruitt, but Pruitt proves to be the one who eliminates Chase Ryan.
And I have to apologize. I thought Tommy Forte was eliminated earlier. Obviously, he is still in there. I must have saw something else.
Well, it's easy to lose track when there's so many men in there, but now we're down to 3. Chase Ryan has to be disappointed about getting this far and then getting eliminated by Kevin Pruitt, making his initial appearance in official action. Oh, slides back in. Oh, how can the referee allow that? What's gotten into this man? We've seen him, a complete change in attitude from him.
Well, either way, the referees apparently are going to let it stand, which I can't understand that.
Yeah, we're down to 2. It's going to be either Tony James, man, who has, neither one of these men have held the championship before, but Tony James has been U.S. champion like Tommy Forte is right now.
An unceremonious turnbuckle introduction by Tony James, and now he's looking to dump the United States champion out of this matchup and maybe go on and meet the heavyweight title.
In just 2 weeks, yeah, the next time that we come to you live, check out PWAOhio.com for all of that information.
Forte fighting back, doing everything he can. He smells an opportunity. He wants to be a double champion. This kid has worked so hard for so long.
Whichever way this turns out, Randy's got quite the challenger coming down the pike to face him.
On an injured ankle, no less.
Absolutely. Oh, Tony James goes right to the eyes. Somebody else that we've seen not necessarily have a change in attitude, more specifically revert to a previous attitude and way of doing business. Thought Tony James had put this kind of stuff behind him, but not to be. And with the opportunity at stake, it's hard to blame him, but
And the sad part about this is the referees can't even stop this because Tommy Forte may be injured and blinded for life. But he's eliminated, and we've got a winner.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of the Battle Royal and now #1 contender for the PWA Heavyweight Championship, the Outlaw, Tony James.
By hook or by crook, Tony James, your new #1 contender. We're going to hear from him right now.
Let me be the first one to congratulate you on your big victory here. You won the Battle Royal. You're the #1 contender. You get a shot at Randy the Rowdy Hillbilly in 2 weeks. And we just found out that the champ is nursing a serious injury. What does that mean for this upcoming title match?
Well, boo-hoo for the champ. That's right. Cry me a river. I'm going to tell you something right now. That big goof, that commissioner, I've been out here for 3 months asking for my shot. Pruitt and me should have had a return match for those tag titles. You know what that big goof did? He put me on the shelf. He didn't sign me to any matches. And then he made me wrestle guys who weren't ranked because just like the boys in the back and just like that big goof, you know, the one with the glue-on beard that comes out here, they didn't want Tony James out here. And then Chris Pruitt comes out, of course, once again, I'm not scheduled, and he asks to pay the fans for pity. Tony James will be back. Tony James got something wrong in the head. And I remember this. Everybody said, we want the old outlaw Tony James. Well, guess what? You're going to get him. And I'm going to tell you something right now. As much as I take it to the mountain, I don't care if Randy has a hurt ankle, a hurt head, or a wrist. I'm going for that ankle. Your heavyweight champion is going to be laying at my feet in a big old mass. He used to be the West Virginia mountaintop, but I'm going to chop him down with the edge of my hand, and there's nothing you can daggum do about it. Now take that to the bank.
Very motivated Tony James set to face the PWA Heavyweight Champion in 2 weeks.
You just keep this in mind. What I'm about to do in the PWA is only written in history books. And you know how that turned out. You're going to get what you asked for.
Fans, we'll be back to wrap things up in just a moment.
Tremendous conclusion to that battle royal. Tony James surviving all of the other combatants to become the #1 contender and has his eyes firmly set on Randy the Rowdy Hillbilly and made no bones about the fact that he's going to go for that injury that Randy told everybody about when we heard from him. So make sure that you tune in the future to see that match. We won't have it for you next week. In fact, in next week's main event, we're going to have the U.S. title on the line. The man that Tony James eliminated, Tommy Forte, to win that battle royal, puts his title on the line in our next program. So come back for that, fans, and thank you for joining us for PWA. Make sure that you like and follow PWA on Facebook. Subscribe to PWA on YouTube. Click that bell icon so you're notified as soon as a new episode comes online, and go to pwaohio.com to get your tickets for upcoming events, and we'll see you right back here with another edition very soon.